What is going on, you guys? Welcome to today's video. Currently sat in a Mark III Golf that's been just about completely gutted, but today we're pulling out some pedals. Now normally this is a step I can always skip because Miley with the VR6 swap was already a manual. The Savoy with the VR5 swap, that car is also manual. The Pink Floyd is the first Mark III I've had that's automatic going to a manual, so I have the wrong pedal in that car, so I need the manual pedal setup to put in that car for the swap. So hopefully this isn't too annoying to do. I know there's a bracket that's further up and these two are kind of connected together and come out as one, I think. But we'll learn together and hopefully it's not too bad to pull it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this kick panel here so I can see a bit better, and then we'll go from there. All right, so with our little kick pad there out of the way, you can see a little bit more. I went ahead and hopped on VW Vortex just kind of read this from the forums. Most people said there's like 6 bolts that are up here that hold the little pedal box to the actual firewall, and then a lot of them say they pull the steering column up and completely out to get out of the way because this wraps around the steering column and it just makes it much easier if this is out of the way. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this out and then we'll go down here and try and find those bolts. Now normally once you remove this cover back here behind the pedals, you would see the rest of this going down in the steering rack, but since this car has the engine and entire front end pulled out, we can see straight through to the engine bay, but just makes my job easier. But for your car that's still connected, there's a 13 right there. Disconnect that and then you can pull this entire thing out once you remove this one bolt, which actually looking at this one, they cut a groove into this one. So I can put a flathead in there. Normally you just hit with a hammer until it comes free, but they cut a groove in this one, so easier for me. So now with our knuckle piece here removed, and make sure you have to pull the entire bolt completely through, otherwise it won't come free. So that's off. We have this one here that goes right there out, and then all the connectors have been unplugged. This should slide straight out like so. So now we must go down here and figure out where the bolts are that hold this bracket piece. You can see it goes up and over this down to that side. I don't quite see the bolts, so there's 3 back or 4 back there, but that's the ones that hold the brake booster to the firewall. But where are the ones for this? All right, so it looks like this one straight back is gonna be one that holds this little bracket that goes up to here. This one at the top, there's a bolt right up there. I believe there should be one on this side as well, up in that corner, and then maybe down here somewhere. Maybe not, maybe there's one there, one there. Well, that's 3 so far. Oh, I'll start with those 3 as I go. I'll see where the rest are at. So I'm making some decent progress here. I've got 8 out so far, 6 nuts and 2 of the bolts right there. The 2 black bolts went on the front side right here and right here. Then I have the 4 bolts off the brake booster that I pulled off. And then there's one way up on the top left by the clutch pedal, and then one down here at the bottom. Now, you can see the entire thing moves now, which you can see this plate back here where the bolts go through for the booster is all attached as one. I think the last thing I have to do is disconnect the back of the brake pedal right here and the spot for the clutch up there, and I think the entire thing should be free. I might have to undo this one that's like right up there and take this little like L bracket off, but I think between the clutch, the brake pedal, and maybe this bracket, we should be home free. So at this point I think I'm about 90% of the way there. Clutch pedal has been disconnected in the back, same with the brake pedal. I removed the gas pedal altogether because this piece is all one with this over here, so got that out of the way. I think you can see here the entire thing moves like crazy. Looks like this piece right here that goes below the tube for the steering column, that little like flange piece should just pop straight down or off. You can see the light through it, so it's not like sealed. That should come off, and then up at the very top up there above my finger, there's like little plastic clips holding on to the metal bracket itself. So I think once I pop those off, maybe tap this with a hammer to separate this piece, I think we're gonna go, because everything else, I mean, it's loose, everything moves all over the place. I think it's just this, these clips, and I think she's out. So I've been at this for a minute now, and I can't quite seem to figure out how to get the entire frame out of here. You can't come far enough forward, and I can't go far enough backwards, and I just can't quite get it out. But I was looking at it more closely. I think this entire time I might be doing this wrong. I don't think I need the entire frame that holds all the pedals. I think I just need simply this pedal, the brake pedal, and the clutch pedal, and the bar that goes through that holds them there. Because looking at how this is with this piece over here, this is a picture I just took of an automatic Mark III, and the bracket you can see there and there, which is this side in a manual car, but the bracket itself that holds all the pedals looks to be exactly the same from the automatic car to what the manual car is. So I'm pretty sure I can just go through on this side up here, undo the clip, pull just the little bar, the little spring, this pedal and just take that out and put these pedals into my automatic frame in the Pink Floyd, and we should be good to go. I don't think I need this entire bracket, because I don't know how in the world you actually would get it out of there, because you can't come far enough forward to get off the stud in the back, and I can't go back far enough, and I can't separate this. So I'm pretty sure I just need just this. All right, cool. Yo, when you did your automatic to manual swap, did you take the entire pedal bracket or just the pedals themselves in the bar? All right, so just got off the phone with Danny, and he said the exact same thing that I did, because the form that I read said undo the bolts and you should be able to wiggle it, pull out a certain column, it comes right out. But that is definitely not the case, because there is no room back there to move it the way you want to. And then I said, looking at it, it looks just like the automatic frame for the pedals, and it's the exact same thing. He said just make sure you take the bar from the manual pedal box here, and then everything fits the same, everything works, and you're good to go. So much easier. Do not stress yourself out trying to pull the entire bracket out, because you don't need it. Just pull the bar, pull this pedal, pull that pedal, and you're set. It all fits in your automatic. It's all the same thing. So just pull what you need, and the rest of that stuff, I mean, I was getting kind of annoyed. I couldn't figure out how to get it out of there, but now I know, and now you guys know. Learn from my mistakes, but there's a much easier way. Just pull the pedals. That is it. So still, after a little bit of a fight, I have now the manual brake pedal and now the clutch pedal. I don't believe you actually need this piece, the spring. You do need the bar here that goes through to hold it together, because this one, Danny said, is longer than the bar that holds the automatic brake pedal on. But as soon as you pull this bar out and take these out of the way, I got the entire bracket out. So to get the bracket out, this has to be out first. I don't see any way possible to pull this out with this still attached, unless the entire dash is out and you can go straight up, which no one wants to pull the entire dash just for this. But if you pull the bar out first and pull the pedals out of the way, you can get this. So I don't know, this is a bit of a hassle. I don't know if I want to do all this again just for the clutch pedal, but I could just swap over the bar and just this. But maybe, I know a lot of the manual ones have this spot here that holds the clutch switch in it. Now in the Savoy, even though the Savoy was a manual to begin with, I didn't have that spot right there for the clutch switch. So I just put a 10 amp fuse in the clutch switch and good to go. So I really don't need its entire bracket. I guess I'll just keep it now though, because I did all that work to pull it out, so I'm gonna hang on to it. But I really should just need the bar, the clutch pedal, the brake pedal, and good to go. So now we are one step closer to our swap for the Pink Floyd. Not gonna lie though, that was a lot more effort than I wanted to put into this car, but I'm glad we got it. Now I could also go through and pull a manual Mk3 cluster to put in the Pink Floyd, because that car's automatic, but that car has such low miles. I want to keep the original cluster with that car. Now it won't match the engine, but at least it'll match the body of the car, and that's good enough for me. So aside from the pedals, I was also able to score a new gas tank for the Pink Floyd. If you guys remember, when I found that car, it was in the back of the junkyard, completely drained, ready to be crushed, and they had gone through and drilled a hole in the gas tank and drained the fuel out. I have it plugged right now and it's working, but I prefer to have a nice, complete gas tank. And while I have this one out, I'm gonna go through, pull the fuel pump and actually put a better one in there. The rest of my cars, the VR6 to VR5, they're all running stock Mk3 fuel pumps, which is enough fuel for that car, but being the 1.8T we're doing now, if I don't do a bigger turbo, I still wanna do bigger injectors and a tune in the car, so definitely needing more fuel. So we'll go through, put a better fuel pump inside of here, or maybe an inline one. But anyway, while it's out, I wanna have the fuel pump done, got a nice new tank, and just more pieces for the Pink Floyd. It's a sad day, boys. My privacy cover no longer retracts. I'm not sure if it came off of the little rail inside there, or the spring died, but it no longer retracts, and now it kind of just sits there. So if I can't fix this one, hopefully there's another one in the yard, because I love this thing. This thing's super nice just to hide all your goodies, but now it looks kind of stupid because it just does that. So the wagon drove fine this morning, no weird idle issues. It drove fine home, but when I parked in the driveway, it started idling all crazy again. Just about to show you guys, but now it stopped and it's idling perfect once again. It almost sounds like it's got a vacuum leak or something like that, the way it idles. Let's see if we can see anything right off the bat. All right, now it sounds pretty much fine. I don't hear any vacuum leak, I don't think. I don't know. I'll have to go through and look through it some more, but like I said, it might just be on its way out. When I first got this car, about every 6,000 or so kilometers, it would burn about a quart of oil. I had to put some more in. But for my oil change, now it's down to about every 2,000 kilometers. I got to put a quart of oil in because it's burning oil that bad. Like I said, the engine just might be on its way out. Again, it owes me nothing. The 1.6 16 valve has been an absolute tank. So again, if it dies, it dies. There she goes. You can see the super rough idle. Give it a second. That. So I don't know, I might look into it further. We might just pull it out. We'll see. The car itself still drives completely fine. It's just that idle sometimes it does this and it gets a massive cam and gets all crazy. So we'll see. So gas tank, check. We've got our pedals over there, check. Like I said, in terms of parts for the swap, we're doing pretty good. Last night I went on Eurotuning.com, so I'm making a huge list of parts that I want for this thing. And I'm thinking either tomorrow or Monday, we're gonna go ahead and pull the 1.8 out of this thing. I think it's time, it's officially time. I don't have to have the car running for anything else. Everything else will be swap related or just cosmetic parts on the car. But I think it's about that time. So either tomorrow or Monday, the good old 1.8 will be coming out of here. And I think if we don't do this tomorrow, we'll go ahead and throw the Coney suspension I got on the GTI just to make it sit a little bit lower. It's not gonna be like slammed to the ground, but it's gonna sit a lot nicer and look good on that car. I was gonna put it on this car just for the time being, but the engine's coming out very soon anyways. There's no point. And plus I want to go ahead and bag this car and put it back on air. The Savoy being static, the ST's rode so amazing, and I love how that car's set up. But I do love having air on these cars because it's so nice to be able to air up your car, drive at a reasonable height, not worry about your expensive front lip, cracking an oil pan, damaging the bottom of the car. If you want to jack it up, you just air up the car, the jack fits no problem. It's such an ease to have the car in air. And then when you want to go to a show, you just slam to the ground and you have nice fitment. The car sits flat to the ground, and Mk3's flat to the ground looks so good. I love how the Savoy sat and that car rode amazing. Like the car felt like it was on the rails, it handled so good, but I miss the adjustability, like on my leaf, having air go up when I wanted to, down when I wanted to. I didn't like hitting the lip of the Savoy on the ground, but I wanted the car to sit low and look good. But you can't be too low because it's not functional. It's a fine line. So this car will be back on air, and I think that is definitely the move for this car. So yesterday we kind of test fit this spoiler on the car, and I do like how it looks a lot, and it has this cool little cutout right there. But I think I found one I like more that's even more 90s than this one. So check this thing out. I found it for a super good price, couldn't pass it up. It says designed by Hella right on the side, super 90s. And you can see this one kind of wraps around a bit more of the hatch, like this area right here, where this one is just flat and goes down like the glass line. This one goes around this whole section. Plus it has that cool little like notch piece in the back. You can see again the other side, designed by Hella. This one has the third brake light up top, and then on the bottom side you can see right there, if I can zoom in, bam, official Hella stamp. Doesn't get much more 90s than that. So super cool spoiler. That should be here probably next week, I would say, and I think that will look great on this car. And if not, I still have this one, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna look great on this car, and I might send this one back home and use this for the Savoy. We'll have to see. And then speaking of the Savoy, I'm pretty sure I showed it in yesterday's video, but I grabbed another one today. This is the pump that goes in the back of the Mk3 right by the taillight. That is your central locking like vacuum thing. The one on the Savoy broke while we were there, and I couldn't get in the hatch. For some reason, my key doesn't work on the hatch for the Savoy, so I had to crawl through the trunk, super annoying. So I have that one, another one. I'll probably get like 4 or 5 more and send them all back home just to have spares on deck if I ever need them. But yeah, that's just about it for today's video. Like I said, tomorrow will either be engine removal from the Pink Floyd or doing the Coney suspension on the GTI. I'm kind of leaning towards that just to get that car done out of the way, have it sitting nice, and then probably Monday we'll come back, get to this car, pull the engine out, start cleaning the bay, get the harness sent to Matt, and it's full speed ahead on this thing. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Do not forget to be thankful for every single day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.